Oh my god, this episode of Dexter Resurrection is completely insane. And I mean completely insane. I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. This episode might have been the craziest episode. Actually, it is the craziest episode of Dexter Resurrection. And spoiler alerts, you have been warned. So do you guys remember my theory about Batista dying? Well, it turns out that theory was actually correct. Batista dies in this episode, and it was heartbreaking. And Leon Prater finally learns that Red is Dexter. So do you remember that cliffhanger in episode 8 that we got of Prater pulling up on Dexter and Harrison Morgan? It kind of reminds me of that one time when the Trinity Killer pulled up on Dexter and was like, "Hello, Dexter Morgan." But at that exact time, Prater didn't actually know that was Dexter. He just knew that, wow, he had a son. So Prater now thinks that Dexter is hiding, or Red is hiding, all these secrets. And Prater doesn't like that at all. He doesn't like secrets. And that cliffhanger from episode 8 bleeds into the beginning of episode 9, to which Dexter pulls Leon Prater outside to have a talk with him. And that's when he knew that Leon Prater definitely had to go, because he obviously doesn't want Leon Prater finding out who he truly is. So Dexter sets up a meeting planning to kill Prater, but Prater was always a step ahead. He actually grabbed Batista after Batista stormed in his gala, lashing out at security guards just to warn Prater that he was in danger, because Batista was stalking him and Dexter, and he thought that Prater was going to be his next victim, which he kind of was right, but he didn't really know the full story behind these two, that Leon Prater was actually a guy who collected serial killer trophies and had this entire serial killer club. He didn't know that. He just thought that Leon Prater was in danger. So after they took Batista in, Batista explained everything to Prater, and that's where Batista cucked himself. So when Dexter arrives at Prater's house, he doesn't walk into a meeting, he walks into a trap because of Batista. And Prater then greets him by his real name, Dexter Morgan, leaving him completely stunned. And then Charlie points a gun to the back of his head, and Dexter cracks a line that kind of made me laugh. He said, "Okay, finally I'll do it. A little help here, God." And the irony in that line hits hard, since Dexter never really kind of believed in a God. Like, if you remember the whole entire Travis Marshall arc when Dexter got him on his table, yeah. So then they lead him down into the vault, and boom, the shocking reveal. Batista is strapped down on the ice truck killer's table. Now Dexter is completely stunned. He's like, how in the world is Batista right there? He's like, what? Then when Prater shows him that Batista is now on the table, he then goes full fanboy mode. And also, I just want to point out, Prater actually remembered when Dexter was looking at the blood slides. He was like, okay, that makes sense. Now I know why you were looking at those blood slides like that. He even figures out that Lowell didn't just disappear and Red didn't just vanish as well. It was in fact the Bay Harbor Butcher that killed them. And then he keeps fanboying, asking like, dude, how did you pull all of this off? And Dexter didn't want to say anything because Batista was on the table, and that's a cop who's actively trying to hunt him. But little did he know that Batista was not going to make it out of that room alive, so honestly it didn't even matter if he spilled his beans right then and there. And then Prater even brought up the fact that Dokes got all the glory. He said, Dexter, damn, that must have stung that James Dokes got all the glory for being the Bay Harbor Butcher. And then here comes the real twist. Prater then asks to become Dexter's benefactor. He then hands him a knife and tells him to kill Batista so he can watch the Bay Harbor Butcher in all of his glory. And Dexter obviously has no choice at this point. He literally can't get out of this at all. Charlie literally has a gun on him, so he kind of has to do it. So as Dexter raises up the knife to stab Batista in the heart, he completely takes a 180 and then cuts all of the restraints on the table. And in his mind, he actually says this, I'm not even joking, he thinks that Batista will help him one last time because of their past and how he used to help him in his past. He thought, wow, me and him can go kill this Prater guy because he's the real psycho in all of this. I mean, this guy has all these trophies. Me, I'm just a Bay Harbor Butcher. But then, I mean, obviously Dexter wasn't completely thinking, because the reason why Angel Batista was there in the first place is because he wanted to catch you. I mean, of course he wouldn't help you out. He's trying to catch you. So then Batista gets off the table and then starts charging Dexter. He's like, this is for Dokes and this is for Maria. And Batista's actually winning. He's actually beating Dexter up. But then you could say, oh wait, Dexter's in complete shock. He never actually would think that Batista would storm him. But I mean, I don't know why Dexter wouldn't think that Batista would storm him, because he's literally there for him. But I mean, hey, that's just Dexter being Dexter right here. So as Batista is on top of him, strangling him, about to kill Dexter for everything that he's done, he then gets shot in the back. And Dexter survives, of course, because, you know, this show is literally called Dexter Resurrection, so there is no show without Dexter, so Dexter has the ultimate plot armor. And then comes the emotional ending, Batista dying. And he also has one last exchange with Dexter, and Dexter admits that he's sorry, swearing that he never killed Dokes or Maria. But Batista, with his final breath, spits back, "But you got them killed, just like you got me killed." And oh, that was so gut-wrenching, bruh. Oh my god, just like you got me killed? Oh my god, bro. It's so sad to see Batista go. And Batista's final words, as he's literally just about to die, is "F you, Dexter." So Dexter now has to live with that for the rest of his life while Batista is dying. He doesn't get like, "We're still friends, right?" or something beautiful that Dexter can carry. No, he literally gets a "F you, Dexter." So yeah, what do you guys think about this episode? Please leave it in the comments down below. And yeah, thank you for watching.